Welcome back to the Weekend Geek Out. This is part 3 of our horror remakes discussion. So, Rachel, what movies have we got lined up for this evening, and what are we talking about first?
The first movie that we are talking about is House of Wax, 1953.
What did you think of the House of Wax?
The original
The
one.
original, yeah.
Well, the original one it's good, it's tasteful. It's more of a mystery horror, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's really kind of gothic. It's about revenge. Much better than the plot from the new one, I would say.
And it was probably one of those, apart from The Creature from the Black Lagoon, one of the earlier films that was shot in 3D.
Well, the 2005 version in comparison is more like wax on, laugh off. It's just a melting mess of slasher shenanigans. It's actually quite funny.
Yeah, I did enjoy it when the remake came out. And it was another late night, Friday night creature feature sort of thing that I watched on a Saturday morning, the original House of Wax. So when they said they were doing a remake, I was looking forward to it, but it is a completely different take on the original movie.
Yeah, well, maybe you thought that Paris Hilton were going to do one of her videos in there.
If you've not seen it, it's a very good kill.
It's infamously good because she's so terrible. It's just like say, you've got these two brothers who are like the murdering travelers and putting them in the House of Wax, and then everything melts. They turn into, like, I don't know, some kind of deranged beauticians or something, aren't they? With all this wax everywhere. It's just ridiculous.
It's a little bit like the Chainsaw Massacre thing, though, because they were twins, weren't they? And did they get separated at birth? And one of them was deformed, and the other one were fine. And he was the guy that were wearing the wax masks.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, how slow does it all melt as well? It's like it took ages.
Well, yeah, wax does melt slow.
Yeah, but it took ages.
Yeah, but if you got a candle, right, and it burnt down in like 3 seconds, you'd be sending it back, wouldn't you?
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
They built a whole town.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Wax burns slow because, I don't know.
I don't know. It's something that I could go and live without. It was like some rural kind of ghost town, and you know what I mean. I wonder if they had sense.
It were a bit hillbillyish, weren't it? It were a bit hillbillyish. So you got your the truck driver guy who was dumping all the carcasses of the animals, and they could smell it, couldn't they? Do you remember? And they fell into it all, and there were flies around it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wonder if they actually made those the wax for different things smell like it. So you'd have like your garage, and it smelled like oil and stale farts or something.
Right. We've had this before.
Have we?
Yeah. When the PlayStation 4 VR came out,
right,
they did a Resident Evil game on VR that I only spent about 15 minutes playing before I had to come off VR because it frightened me too much. But you could buy these little candles that went with the game. Obviously the VR game. So as you've got the VR headset on, you could light the candle.
Oh my
and
God.
it must have smelt like the hillbilly's house. So I could have.
Yeah, well, you didn't need a candle for that.
I've always been clean, right? What I'm saying is, though, can you imagine if I'd have burnt that candle before you come round? You'd be like, Jesus Christ, what's he been doing in it?
Well, I was like that anyway, to be honest. But yeah, can you imagine if they did that? And it's like they had, I don't know, hospital that just smelt of like Dettol and old people something.
Yeah, you know that smell. It's like when people come in the hairdressers and they say, "Oh, it smells like an hairdresser's in here." You know, it does, doesn't it? What does an hairdresser smell like?
Oh God, it's worse when you've done a bloody perm, but never mind.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Luckily, I do spray Glade everywhere, and make it smell nice. But going back to the House of Wax, another thing about that film where the soundtrack were absolutely banging.
Well, yeah.
There was some tunes on
well,
that.
they needed
Weren't
something to make it good, didn't they? I mean, this is the kind of film that you could sit down with your mates and think, and you could just actually say to them, right, this is like scary movie, but House of Wax version.
I think you were. What year did you say we made that one?
2005.
Yeah. So I mean, you had all the big hitters there, like Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie and stuff like that. They were all on that soundtrack. Drowning Pool, I'm sure they were on that soundtrack. They were absolutely banging. Yeah. So, what did you think of the House of Wax?
The good one is the original, 2005. It's a good film. It's watchable. It's not like you put it on and think, oh my God, this is so terrible, I've got to turn it off. But it's not a worthy remake, in my opinion.
The original, I think the first victim who was killed by Vincent Price, and obviously he took her and made her into a model, was Caroline Jones, who played Morticia in the Addams Family, but she's blonde in that. And we also had a very young Charles Bronson in that movie who just played a deaf mute, so his acting skills weren't recognised. And I did forget to mention that the director, who was filming a 3D movie, only had one eye. But he knew the distance and the scale and everything else of where to put these actors, so it was effective. And I must admit, I only found that out the other day when I was watching an extra on it, that this guy only had one eye.
Like One Eye Willie.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, he did a good job, did he?
Yeah, and like I said, he's probably one of the better 3D movies that I've seen on Blu-ray. He's pop out in your face 3D. I'd definitely recommend that, and The Creature from the Black Lagoon, and maybe Jaws 3D. That's pretty good as well, but don't tell anyone. Right, Rachel, what's next?
I think we should go for The Kill. Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, yes. Again, I'm just an absolute massive fan of slasher horror films.
Really?
Yes, and I don't know. I think the was it 1980 it came out, the original?
Yeah.
Yeah. This came off the back of a lot of other films that were coming out. Like, obviously, we had Halloween, and we've spoken about that one. And I think people were just trying to think of every holiday you could think of to make a slasher film out of.
Yeah.
We had Silent Night, Deadly Night. That was a Christmas one. Friday the 13th. April Fool's Day. Happy Birthday to Me, I think it was called, weren't it?
Happy Death Day.
No, that was later.
Right.
I think the first one was called Happy Birthday to Me, but obviously then we got Thanksgiving and things like that. Everybody used a holiday to make a slasher film. And I'm trying to think which version I saw originally. It will come to me. I'll pass you over to Rachel. What did you think of the original Friday the 13th?
I enjoyed it. But the remake, it just puts them all together, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. The one that I was thinking of is called Jason Lives, and I think it might have been part 6. I'm not sure. There's been that many, but I remember seeing this one first before I saw the 1980 version. And again, it was another one with an absolute banging soundtrack, but there was loads of killing in it. There were loads of, and it was just fantastic. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. It was Alice Cooper. I'm sure it was Teenage Frankenstein was the track. And it was off. I think it was called a Constrictor album. So he had a big snake wrapped around his head on the cover of it. Absolutely brilliant film. And I think obviously because I've seen that one first and it was so good, I didn't really appreciate the other ones.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
See, what I like about the remake is that it does actually just it brings. Is it about 4 different films that it brings it all together in one?
Is it 2009? Did it come out? That? Yeah. Like you say, you obviously had the original, which it was his mother that were killing everybody. Yeah. That's a spoiler, but I'm sure everybody's seen it anyway. But she was getting revenge on these, anybody that was a counsellor really, because they let her son drown. And he was like a mongoloid child, weren't he? That, you know, he wasn't being watched and he ended up drowning in the lake. So the part 2, obviously you've got that iconic mask that Jason wears. He didn't have that in part 2. He had a sack over his head. He looked, I don't know, he looked like some kind of a scarecrow.
Yeah.
And he was just wearing his potato sack over his head. And then I don't think it was until part 3 that we actually saw the hockey mask. And then they were, you know, another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And then it started getting silly. Jason takes Manhattan. And then, obviously, it sort of stopped there, didn't it, after Jason X? And we had Freddy versus Jason, which I really enjoyed that. It was a bit like a WrestleMania type thing, and they had them sparring off and stuff, didn't they, at these press conferences and things. I thought it was brilliant.
The 2009 version, though, I think it wanted to be a really gritty reboot, but it ended up just like a complete early 2000s cliche movie. You know, like some of the lines that the lads come out with about the girls' breasticles.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you said, the kills that it does.
Yeah, but again, like I said, there were a lot of tassies in it.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Breasticles. Yeah, and there were a lot of teenagers bonking and stuff like that. But that's why you got to see a Friday the 13th movie. If you're a red-blooded male, you just want to see boobs and violence. But, like you said, they kind of combined all them films into because it's like I said with a potato sack. So you got the opening scene with a mother. You knew what was going on there. He was a little boy wandering through the rain and stuff like that. And then, like I said, a group of them went they were looking for some weed, weren't they? They were looking for some weed growing in the place where they were camping.
Yeah.
They all end up getting slaughtered by Jason, bar one that he kidnaps.
Of course.
And then you get the weird hillbilly sort of farmer, like weird guy, don't you? Who's just stoned all the time.
Yeah.
And that's where he picks a mask up because he's got it there, hasn't he? And then obviously it carries on and he starts going around. Who was the guy that played him?
I don't know.
He's been in a few. I can't remember his name, but he's a big dude. He is huge.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not obviously. I suppose there could have been camera trickery.
Derek Myers was the guy. He's called Derek Myers. I'm sure he is. And He might actually be popping up in another one later.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm sure he was in that film, but we won't give too much away. But I'm sure Derek Myers was in that. Yeah. Absolutely enormous guy. I mean, even looking at him, he'd scare you, whether he had a Jason mask on or not.
Scare me.
Oh, he's huge, man. He's yeah.
But you know, it's the 2009 is a really good film. Obviously, right? You can see that it's one that you can watch over and over again. I wouldn't say it's particularly scary. It is a bit gory, but sometimes it reminds me of. It's almost like, I don't know, cartoonish in the way that all these ridiculous things just happen. You know, that never happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you mean like when the guy breaks the table?
And
they're playing like
yeah.
What were they playing? They were playing beer pong or something like that, weren't they? He had too much to drink and he fell over and broke it. I mean, this guy, he was like a rich guy, weren't he? It was his mum and dad's like weekend getaway, and he took his mates round and they were trashing the place. And he's like, "Go in the tool shed, find some tools and fix that." You know, so he goes out, doesn't he? And he just gets, you know what's going to happen. You can see it coming.
But it's like the sleeping bag scene as well. That was just like, you know, they couldn't get any more over the top in that film, I don't think, really. But it's good. It's a good watch. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
And like we've said, it brings in those other films, but you don't get that mystery that you get in the original film. And you're seeing it from her point as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
That like first person filming. You're seeing a lot of it from what she's seeing as well when she's going to kill him, which I really liked about the original as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest though, the remake were probably better than some of the sequels that they actually put out.
Yeah, it was definitely a worthy remake.
Yeah, because I think they were getting. I mean, it was like the one where he were in space, Jason. It's just like,
it ended up like Fast and the Furious.
No, it was more like it was more like Alien. You know where he was frozen, and they defrosted him. You know, and
did they leave him out on the side overnight?
Yeah.
Put him in the fridge.
They literally left him on the side, right, defrosted. They've obviously got information off somebody, you know, that they're communicating with on the spaceship, that this is a mass murderer, and they're letting him get defrosted. You just leave it. You leave him there, wouldn't you?
Why? Oh, I don't get it. Why was he in space? Why was he frozen?
It was. We shouldn't really be going into this, but I'm going to explain it to you. So, they cryogenically frozen him, so they caught him basically.
That cost loads of money. Bloody hell! I might start going around with a hockey mask on and a big knife.
Well, they caught him, and he had a big chain around his neck. All this, it's
like Mr. T.
You are a man. No, one of these, you know. So they've got him on.
Oh right,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was actually David Cronenberg who we spoke about, who did The Fly. He was the guy that came in, and you know, I said, like, yeah, freeze him, put him away. That's it. But yeah, they had an accident. Someone went wrong, and this other girl got frozen. So they've got her on the slab being defrosted as well on this spaceship, because it sort of goes into the future, and these, you know, space cadets or whatever, they find them. Yeah, so they decide to defrost him, and Jason ends up on a spaceship, slaughtering a load of horny space people that are still getting the boobs out and having, you know, a good time.
God.
Yeah, it wasn't a good one.
No. Yeah, but only an actual nerd would watch that. Sorry, guys, if you've seen it, but it's just not. I suppose, you know, it was one of those films that we should have put on a Friday night and just had a really good laugh at, like we used to do. Actually, we should put it on.
I have got it.
I know you have.
Yeah, I've got them all.
You made me sit through Freddy versus Jason.
Do you know Freddy versus Jason? It's just a good fun. I've nearly said family, but no, it's just a good fun movie that you can put on, you and your mate, have a beer. Brilliant film.
Right.
You could just have a laugh at it, and yeah.
Shall we move on?
Yeah. So what have we got coming up next, Rachel?
We have got one of your favourites.
One of my favourites.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yes. What did you think of the 1978 Dawn of the Dead?
Right, so this film it is brilliant, but I can't watch it anymore because Ultra HD, 4K, whatever it is, upscaling and all that, it's ruined it because you can see that all the zombies look like they've had an accident with a bottle of blue rinse. They look like deranged plumbing window shoppers.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to get into the morgue. Oh, it's just,
I know what you mean. They do look very
blue,
sort of blue and turquoise. But you've also got to remember as well that there was a really, really good makeup effects guy that worked on this film. And he did work on the previous film that we've just spoken about, and I forgot to mention him. A guy called Tom Savini, and he is an absolute master of horror and makeup effects. He has done everything on hundreds and hundreds of horror films. One of my personal favourites is the Creep Show. It is fantastic. But we'll leave that one for another video. He actually starred in it, didn't he? He was like a biker guy, weren't he? That sort of broke into the mall.
Wrote it.
Yeah.
Sang the theme
He's
tune.
the guy, if you remember, from Dusk Till Dawn. He played a character called Sex Machine. That is Tom Savini. Absolutely amazing effects guy. I've got his books. I've read his books. I've studied his work. He's absolutely fantastic. Cannot fault what he has brought to the horror genre. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know. I mean, back in the day, this is what you're talking now, 1978.
Yeah. So it was the year after I was born, so it's like 13 and what? No, I don't say 30. 48 years ago.
Yeah. 47.
Yeah.
But it's the effects that he did and what he managed to do with what was available at that time.
Yeah.
And obviously everything's practical effects. There's no CGI. There's nothing computer generated.
Yeah.
And it was like the screwdriver scene.
Yeah, he's an absolute magician with stuff like that, and he's
Is that the film where they wanted to do something like I don't know, they just put something in, and he was like, he had to think really quick on his feet about how he was going to do it.
Yeah,
is that the film?
And I know. Like at the time, they did sequels. They did like Day of the Dead and Land of the Dead. They did Diary of the Dead. There was one after that, Survival of the Dead. And I'm sure he worked on pretty much all of them, but I think George A. Romero just used to like give him a call and say, start thinking about ways of killing people.
Yeah.
And he had to just, like you say, we're off the cuff. He was just like, how are we going to do this? It's like, how the hell are we going to kill this zombie that's just jumped on this guy who's lost his gun? He can't kill him with anything. And I think the guy was like some kind of maintenance guy, and he had a tool belt on, and he just grabbed the screwdriver, and he was like
the zombie had the screwdriver, didn't he?
Yeah, because I think he was a maintenance kind of guy. Yeah. And he just, it were like you say, it were a retractable screwdriver, and he just
Yeah.
stuck it in his ear, and all the blood started coming. Oh, it's amazing.
But what kind of
It's
conversation do
absolutely
you need to have
amazing.
with somebody where you just say, yeah, we need to think of like really good ways of killing people?
I think he was so good because he'd obviously been through the Vietnam War, and he were a photographer. And he took a lot of pictures of dead bodies and things like that. So he knew the anatomy of the body and how things decayed and rotted. And
Well, he kind of studied
he's
it. He became a bit obsessed, I
yeah,
suppose, didn't he?
yeah.
But
But
obviously
to his advantage,
not
yeah.
in a sick, sadistic way. And he was obviously very, very artistic as well.
Mm.
I mean, I remember it weren't like when I did drama at school and you had to like, sticking Rice Krispies on your face, make it like a war.
I had when I was younger, they did a kit, and I got it from Toy and Hobby. It was called the Hollywood horror makeup effects kit, and it had loads of latex, and you could like make scars and little wounds and stuff like that. And I remember like just putting a big scab over one side of my face and actually walking around town with it on just to see what sort of reaction I got off people. I used to just do things like, oh, it was great. It was probably one of the best presents that I'd ever received in my life. That
Really?
it was fantastic, and I just enjoyed every little bit of it. And, just making these little sort of wounds on him, like making a false nose and shoving that on, and it was brilliant, absolutely fantastic.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy one for me for Christmas, then, isn't it?
What's that?
What?
Why, are you going to get it me again?
Well, not the same one, obviously.
Oh, I don't know if they do
Because
it
no,
anymore.
you've used it.
Oh, no,
Pointless now.
I don't know if I don't know if they make the horror makeup effects kit anymore.
I'm sure you'll be able to get something.
I obviously when I mentioned in I think it was part one when we were talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. And,
Oh yeah, God, yeah. You were a
um,
pain in the backside with that blooming.
how long did I spent about a month trying to get this costume together, and I decided it'd be too much to fill my whole head in burnt tissue, so I did it like a bit of a Phantom of the Opera type of a thing.
I wanted to do it with hot
I just put the
wax.
burn on one side of my face there, didn't I? And just it was more Phantom of the Opera. It worked though, didn't it? It worked really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Dawn of the Dead, aren't we? So,
I know we went
what
off on a
did
bit
you
of a
think
tangent.
of the remake?
Right. Now, I said about The Fly, didn't I? I said if Carlsberg did remakes. But this has got to be up there with that.
I would agree. And I remember going to the cinema to watch it. I was very excited about this coming out because I'd obviously been a massive fan of the original Dawn of the Dead, and obviously the Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead. And I'd seen the trailer, and I thought, God, this looks amazing. And this guy who just came out of nowhere, Zack Snyder, absolutely brilliant director. So I think that was the first film that I saw that he directed, and he went on
Well,
to do.
it was the first film that he directed.
Was it the
anyway.
first one that he did that?
Yeah, it was
I
his
weren't
first
sure
one.
because we were on about some owls that were like an animated thing, and I was pretty sure that came out before it, but you could see the guy just had that guerrilla sort of filmmaking in him, didn't he? And it was like, obviously, he went on to do Watchmen, and he did the 300 movies, and he started doing a lot of comic book things, and he did obviously Superman, Man of Steel, and then he went on to do Batman versus Superman, and then we sent the kids to the grandmas one day, the grandma and granddads, because we wanted to watch the Schneider cut of Justice League in peace. Yeah, absolutely brilliant director. But like I said, I wasn't sure that this was his first film. So you've obviously done the research on it.
I've watched the film.
Yeah, but I mean, you have actually sort of had a look at that, haven't you?
I know. I mean,
Yeah.
right. So basically, right, it is very, very, very difficult to please a Gen X horror fan.
That's
Isn't it?
very true. That is very true. Yeah,
It really,
yeah.
really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been there. We've seen all the nitty gritty, all the video nasties.
We've seen that. Yeah,
We've seen
yeah,
it all, right?
yeah.
But George A. Romero gave us that film, right? Zack Snyder took that film and he polished it up to a high sheen. Definitely the film I'm talking about, by the way. You know, it's less deranged window shoppers and more like a Black Friday gone wrong.
Yeah, yeah. It does kind of remind me of that scene in Thanksgiving at the beginning where
yeah,
you know they're all sort of just bombarding this, and it is they just want to smash them doors in, don't they? And get in there, and I mean, they're a lot faster. These zombies, they're just literally. They're in your face.
They're like proper zombies.
Yeah.
Well, not that I've seen a zombie, or I know what a zombie is, but you know, like what you'd expect them to be.
They're kind of running and they're grabbing, aren't they? Yeah.
What was the first film that was like that though? What was it?
It was 28 Days Later,
That's
I think.
It, yeah.
But they weren't. I don't think they were zombies, were they? They were more like they'd been infected with rage.
Yeah, that's it.
So a
bit like myself.
it were more like some kind of virus or something like that the day but like you said, these zombies in Dawn of the Dead, they were very similar. Yeah, did that come out before Dawn of the Dead? 28 Days Later.
Oh, yeah, I think it did actually. Yeah.
When did you first see that film?
When did I first see Dawn of the Dead? I don't know. Probably when I picked it up from video.
It was 2004, weren't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Do you mean the remake or the original?
The remake came out in 2004.
Yeah.
And 28 Days Later came out 2 years before. Like, was 2002.
20,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they haven't even done like a 4K restoration of that, have they yet? Which is a bit stupid.
They've done an HD version, which is the one that I bought. And it is a lot cleaner. And I've just realised this camera is glowing there. Let me turn that around. That's probably been annoying everyone all the way through.
I don't think it's that's been annoying people all the way through.
No.
But the thing is, all right, again, like with Evil Dead, right? The remake doesn't have that kind of goofy horror, humorous side to it, you know, where they're having that bit of banter and they're kind of taking the mick and stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really need it. It that doesn't take any of the charm away from the remake, because like I said, the remake is just
it's in your face, isn't it? It's just,
but it's not overly stupid like Evil Dead.
They're not. I don't think they're meant to be comedies, but there's a little bit of that comedy element in the Schneider.
Yeah,
version.
But it's not. But it's missing the kind of goofy, like. So when we talk about Evil Dead, so the original Evil Dead, they were kind of a bit goofy, weren't they, and whatnot. But then they remade it and they just took it just like to a different planet, different universe, somewhere, and it was uncalled for. Really, they didn't really need to do that. Whereas I think what Zack Snyder did with Dawn of the Dead was he took that film and he just enhanced it and made it more relevant for the 2000s rather than the 70s.
Again, another thing that I've noticed about it, he's very good with his soundtracks. You know, and he must obviously listen to, I think it was Johnny Cash was the track. I can't remember which one it were, but that were the opening sort of you'd seen the
Yeah,
first
the opening
part of it.
sequence. Well, yeah.
You knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And then he used this Johnny Cash track, and they were showing sort of news clips and stuff like that. This is absolutely brilliant. And then you sort of look at his later films. He's like Superman, Man of Steel. I keep calling it Superman. It's Man of Steel, but he had Soundgarden on the soundtrack for that, and it just sort of fitted that scene really well.
Was
and
it
even like Watchmen, I mean, you listen to that soundtrack, it's banging, and he's obviously sort of, you know, maybe listening
probably
to this music,
because you're like that.
and he's kind of thinking, he's kind of seeing the scene in his head and thinking, that'll go with that, that'll go with this. And,
do you know what? I don't even think it's that. I think he looks at the scene and thinks about what the music is, because you've done that so many times where we've been watching films and you're like, oh, I would have had this piece of music and all that would have been banging in there, you know.
It's like
you're really good at that.
It's like, I mean, we did sort of give Rob Zombie a bit of an hard time in the last one.
It was a well-deserved hard time.
But when I did sort of mention his first couple of films, the last scene in The Devil's Rejects, and they had Leonard Skinner playing there, and they were, you know, it were a bit of a Thelma and Louise kind of a thing. Like, let's just go, you know. And they knew the cops were there. They had a roadblock there. They all had shotguns, and they knew they were just going to get like blown to bits. But they just went for it, and it was just, he played that track in full as well, all the way through that gun down. And it was just fantastic. But it's another sort of example of how sound and visual sort of mixed together, and he had the right chemistry with that film. Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder. He just exactly, he knew what he wanted to do with it, and he just took it to the next level. He was absolutely fantastic.
He did.
I did really enjoy it. Might be a bit controversial, but I did probably prefer that to the original. And I'm just putting that out now. Yeah.
You know, it's like I said about George A. Romero. He gave us that film.
He gave birth to it. He gave us the idea. He planted the seed.
He did a brilliant job. That the original film is in a class of its own. But what Zack Snyder did, and was it James Gunn who did the screenplay? I think it was, wasn't it?
It possibly, I mean, he's another. You know, these two directors and, you know, writers, things like that, they do work very closely together. James Gunn has just done the new Superman, which obviously off the back of Snyder now. He also did Guardians of the Galaxy, things like that. Again, good music. The soundtrack in Guardians of the Galaxy and things like that. That you could watch that and not think it's a Marvel film. It's just like, this is a guy that's just
apart from the girl who's blue. Is she blue or green?
But what I'm saying is, when that were a comic book, it were a bad comic book. Nobody liked it, but he's just got them characters. He's made 3 pretty much decent films out of them. And they've gone on to be in the Avengers, and it's part of that Marvel universe now.
But I think he did do the screenplay, James Gunn. And they've worked together really well, and they've probably both sat down and gone, you know, had a few drinks and gone, what banger shall we put with this bit, you know? Did they do the pie eating contest in that one? Was it you? Did they do a pie eating contest in Dawn of the Dead when they were in the mall? No. Are you sure?
The pie eating contest that you're thinking of was in a film called Stand By Me. It was a Stephen King movie.
I know that. River Phoenix.
Yeah.
He was born on the same
day. What they did in the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead, they went on the rooftop.
Yeah, well, they did that in the original.
There was a guy on the other side who had a gun shop, and they kept holding up the signs with Burt Reynolds wrote on it. So he had to find the guy that looked like Burt Reynolds with a zombie and shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
So they were having a bit of Like,
That's something
find a celebrity zombie and shoot it. So the other guys are holding up the signs, you know, with like the actors' names on and things like Jay Leno. He held that up, and it's like, find a guy that looks like Jay Leno. There's this zombie walking around with grey hair, and you just see his bullet hole come through. It were absolutely fantastic,
I wonder
and it was
what
comedy.
Chuck Norris,
it was brilliant comedy.
I wonder what a Chuck Norris zombie would have been like.
Moving on. What have we got coming next, Rachel?
First of all, I've actually got a joke for you.
Go on.
Do skeletons fight each other?
Do skeletons fight each other? Yeah.
No, they haven't got the guts.
That's just rubbish. Right.
Anyway, right. So this is a line from the film, yeah? First the blood, then the boys. What film are we talking about, Dan?
First the blood, then the boys.
Yeah.
Is it Carrie?
Yes.
Yes.
Creepy Carrie! Creepy Carrie! They're all gonna laugh at you!
Yeah, I remember seeing this one. Oh God. I think this was another one that I saw growing up, and we all know Stephen King, absolutely brilliant writer. A lot of films, there's been a lot of Stephen King films reimagined by the books. Now, Rachel, you're probably going to tell me that you've read this book, aren't you?
Right, as everybody's probably realised by now, I read a lot of books. I think I went literally from Roald Dahl to Stephen King.
Just in one move, like that, yeah.
In one movie. It's like
Fantastic.
I put down Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and I picked up, you know, Carrie or whatever, you know.
So you've read the book?
Yes, I have.
And how would you compare the original Carrie movie to the novel?
Right. Yes. Obviously, they have to take the best bits out of the novel, don't they, and expedite it as well, make it a bit, you know, shorter and stuff. The remake, the relationship between Carrie and her mum, Julianne Moore, is more what it is in the book rather than the first one. But the first mother, she's absolutely off her tree, isn't she? She did a nut job. She was brilliant.
She was very she was very frightening lady.
And do you know what? She had
very
hair
frightening.
that you just have to show a match to, not even lit, and it'd set on fire. It would dead dry, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah, I mean, I could have worked wonders for her. You know, if she come in a salon, it's like, yeah, you need at least 20 inches off that, because she has
20
some
inches.
split ends on that, didn't she?
How much is 20 inches about that?
About what? Yes. A man's inches is always more than a lady's. Just, you know.
Yeah, but oh god, it was, wasn't it? It was just.
Right,
did
they
actually
bush,
backcomb that, or is that the poor woman's natural hair? Bloody hell.
I don't think I've ever seen that lady actress in anything
No,
else
I don't
before,
know.
and she had a massive bush. I mean, of her.
Daniel, talk about the film with you.
Yeah.
Right. So,
yeah.
Carrie in the first one, she was really eerie, weren't she? Gaunt. And once she realised she had these powers, it kind of gave her a bit more confidence to be a bit more assertive. Even though she was still really shy, but she was more assertive with her mother and not with her peers.
I think I was trying to think of the word there. I think it's more reserved. She was like a reserved sort of.
She was really
character,
vulnerable,
but,
weren't she?
vulnerable.
Yeah.
She didn't know anything about the real world.
No.
Obviously, she didn't know about boys, anything like that, because she's not got that relationship with her mother. She can't speak to her mother about anything. You know, problems growing up. It is a film about growing up adolescence, things like that. And,
It is.
and yeah.
And do you know what this film is, right? This film is when your daughter turns 13, right? That is what's going to happen. Except for my daughter, who's 13, hasn't got telekinesis. So she can't look at things and move them and tidy them up. You know?
Yeah, and it'd
be a massive bonus.
It's a lot different, especially being a father of a daughter.
Yeah.
And you know, when they're growing up and they're going through that teenage stage of life, and it's difficult as it is. But I think as a female, you know, things are completely different to a male. I mean, I remember just growing up and being a rage of hormones. But
Yeah.
we don't need to go into that.
No, I won't. But it is. I'm sure that Stephen King just, you know. So I don't know if he's got a daughter or whatever. I don't know much about his private life.
That is exactly what I was wondering then.
Yeah, and it's like, did he just look at his daughter and think, "Oh my gosh, she's gone absolutely mad"?
I'm not sure. Do you know? I am not sure if Stephen King had a daughter or a son.
No,
or,
I don't know.
But he's obviously based that on something. And to write something that, what's the word I'm looking for?
Don't know.
Accurate.
Find it. Yeah.
Accurate. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. To write something that accurate and have it.
Yeah, and the fact that she was a teenager, it's not like Matilda, if you like, right?
Yeah,
so she was a little girl and she had these little powers and stuff, didn't she?
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with hormones. It's like, I think she was supposed to be about 14 or something, was she, in the film? Carrie. They've obviously look very old in America, don't they?
I'm not sure.
A bit like Greece.
I am. Which brings us on. You've just done a segue there.
I'm not moving on. I'm talking.
No, but you have. You just
all right, well.
dropped something in there because John Travolta was in that movie.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Grease, John Travolta. Yeah. But no, let's get back to what you were saying there. Yeah.
Now I've got a teenage daughter and a preteen.
Yeah.
And the fact that I was probably one of the worst teenagers that you could ever imagine. You know, I was off my head on hormones. Calm down now a bit. You know, now I'm old. But it kind of is. It's like none of this was apparent before that happened. Before she had that shower and they were all taking the mick out of her and telling her, and she realised then that she didn't know what everybody else knew, and she felt absolutely vulnerable. She felt,
yeah.
God, can you imagine feeling like that? And she was naked as well, and she was like, she was genuinely.
She didn't know what was going on with herself. She thought she could die. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, for an opening scene,
it's better than the original's opening scene.
Yeah,
I mean,
we won't go into that yet.
No, sorry.
Yeah. But
better than the Remakes opening scene.
What I'm saying is, you've obviously read that novel. Does that happen in the novel at the beginning? Like, is that the first?
Oh God, I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I was probably about 10 when I read that.
The director who directed Carrie, Brian De Palma, you'll know him from Scarface. He did an absolutely amazing 80s film called Scarface with Al Pacino. Brilliant film. Another one of my absolute favourites. He's visually artistic with his directing.
Yeah.
You know, and he sets that mood and that atmosphere, and you know, like you say, when you see that opening scene, it's all in slow motion.
Yeah, and you've got the nice fluffy music.
Yeah, and it's all that mellow piano music, and then all of a sudden there's that dread of there's just blood running down her leg, and it's just like she's not got a clue what's going on, and like you say, she thinks she's dying.
Yeah, I know, and her mum's not very helpful either, is she? I mean, So she's got all these girls laughing at her. You can imagine, mate. She's naked in the shower, but she actually instead of kind of hiding it and thinking, "Oh my god, what's wrong with me?" and whatever,
Yeah.
and going to an adult, a proper adult for advice.
She's embarrassed.
She goes, yeah, but she goes to her friends because she wants some help. She doesn't know what's going on.
No.
And then she realises that they're all taking the mick out of her.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the principal's office and he keeps calling her Cassie, doesn't he?
Yeah, he gets the name
Yeah.
completely wrong.
Cassie, and she's getting even more annoyed. But from that point, I mean, obviously she's embarrassed and she's feeling really vulnerable.
Yeah.
And this telekinesis comes out then, doesn't it? Because it's like she's feeling extra vulnerable. She was naked. She was in the shower. She's had the mix out of her.
I think it's an ashtray or something like
Yeah,
that.
it is.
Flips over and
Yeah.
like she's obviously annoyed inside.
Yeah.
But she can't get that anger out of herself.
Yeah.
So this is where this rage comes from.
Yeah.
And it flips the ashtray over.
Yeah.
I don't even think she knows she's got these supernatural powers until that moment.
No.
And you hear that sort of psycho noise, that going, and the ashtray flips over.
And that's what I love about that film as well, is that when she is doing the, like when he's going past and going, creepy Carrie, and she goes, looks at him and just goes off his back, doesn't he?
But you hear the psycho noise.
Yeah, exactly. You hear that noise.
And it's sort of, it's like, again, that visual, it's like a close up on her eyes, and their eyes are evil.
And
I
tell you what, right?
Yeah.
The way that she portrayed Carrie is absolute. I mean, those eyes alone deserve their own Oscar.
Do you know though? She's such an innocent looking girl.
Yeah,
and
she
just
is.
Like she's and she's covering her hair over her eyes and stuff like that. And it's like,
but she's had enough, hasn't she? She's had enough.
Well, by the end, we know that.
Well, yeah, by the end, she obviously.
I mean, that scene. When I saw that, it's like I said, the guy is absolutely brilliant. Brian De Palma, who directed that, it's the when the lights go down and you get the sort of music coming on and stuff like that, and the red lights and the red, and she's covered in blood.
Yeah.
And it's just
she's just stood there, isn't she? Like this.
It's like the it looks like a comic book. You've got a shot of her on one side and you've got a shot of everybody else running, trying to get out of there. There's fires going off. Like, she's literally setting fire to the place. She's shutting doors, just like looking, and bang, the doors are shutting. The hose pipes and all that sort of things are coming out. She's spraying everyone. She's using her mind to do it all. It's just one look and one look that way. And do you know what? It's an absolutely fantastic film. The original Carrie and the jump scare at the end is just absolutely brilliant. I cannot fault that film. It's in my collection. I've got it. It's there. I paid for it. It's like, as soon as that came out on Blu-ray, we're like, yeah, I'm having that.
Yeah, that bit when she's on that stage, and poor Tommy next to her as well, he's wondering what the hell's going on. Yeah. Because he didn't sign up for that either, did he?
No. Now, I'm trying to think.
He was there, wasn't he? And he got himself a really nice suit. He got dressed up, and he was really he was so lovely with the onesie.
Yeah. But they'd set that up, haven't they?
Yeah, I know they'd set it up, but he actually was. I think he'd started to warm to her. I don't think he was. Yeah, she'd set it up, hadn't she? What was she called? Lizzie?
Lizzie,
yeah.
What is she called? I can't remember. It was a.
She's a bad one.
It was his girlfriend, right? Now you'll remember this guy, William Catt. He was in the TV show, The Greatest American Hero.
Oh, I don't know that.
Do you not remember that?
No.
And he was in another film called House, which was another brilliant straight to VHS kind of horror film that I just rented, and I absolutely loved it.
Oh, you don't mean that garbage with what's his face? The series. with that
No,
English guy. What's he called? Hugh Laurie. That's it.
no,
Not that garbage.
no. House was
Yeah. I
the
know the film. I
actual
know.
cover for the VHS should have like a severed hand pressing a doorbell. I saw when you used to get VHSs back in the day, you used to like shove them on and you get trailers. You get about 4 or 5 trailers before the actual film came. That was back in the day, weren't it?
Yeah.
Now you just sort of go on YouTube and check them out, don't you? But they used to like put them on the VHS before you got to the main movie. And I remember seeing this trailer and I thought, oh, this film looks absolutely crazy, like an Evil Dead sort of thing.
Yeah.
Bit of a comedy. But the guy from Carrie, William Catt, he played Tommy, who takes us to the prom, and House, he's absolutely brilliant in that movie. Absolutely brilliant. And he was a good actor, him. He was a good actor, and like you said.
He was. And in that, he was very charismatic as well, wasn't he? But it was all, I did think that he actually wanted to make Carrie feel better about herself, because he wasn't taking the mick out of her.
No, I think in the end, after obviously they'd all done that, and the teacher sort of said, "Yeah, you know, you only punish him for this kind of a thing because you did like the worst thing that you could do to somebody, and you know, humiliated him."
She had a conscience, didn't she?
And
she was
and it's like she just said, "You go, right." This girl would never have another time in her life like that. She wouldn't have a prom, and she was sacrificing her own prom for this girl because she felt sorry for her.
And she lived.
They took pity on her. She didn't actually.
Oh no.
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 That was a jump scare at the end.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Yeah, Rachel's just blown the ending for everyone there, but never mind. So, what did you think of the remake, Rachel?
Right, so the remake,
let's get on to the remake.
I think the remake is a really good remake.
Yeah.
Right? You know that I was really reluctant. You showed me this a few years ago, didn't you? The remake.
It was only
we were only
hype around it all, and
And I was like, no, can't remake Carrie. No. And then you put it on. Now, Chloe Martinez,
who we know from a film called Kick-Ass. She played It Girl, and she was very little. And that starred your best mate from Wicker Man there. What's he called?
Don't even make me say his name.
Yeah.
Nicolas
Cage. He played Big Daddy.
The other day that
played
she
Big
was
Daddy.
Really little. We watched something, didn't she? What was
right.
That?
She's getting things mixed up here now.
I'm not.
We've already spoke about this film in a previous video.
Have we?
Yes.
What was it?
It was the Amityville Horror.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're forgetting now. So, she played the little girl.
That's it. Right, but she is a really pretty girl, right? And that's where I have a problem with it, because even though Sissy, sorry, did that jump then when I said that?
We can't pronounce her name. We've looked it up on Google, and
everybody pronounces it different.
Shek or Suspect,
Spacek and whatever.
She's called Sissy. And her surname begins with an S.
You just blew it though. Then I was going to pretend like the video would jump to something.
Yeah, well, it don't matter. But let's just be honest with people. We cannot say.
Right, good old Sissy.
If anyone can pronounce that, record it and send it us, because we have not got a clue how to pronounce that surname.
Right, good old Sissy. Right.
Yeah.
Her, like I said before, her eyes deserved an Oscar of their own. She was brilliant with that. You know. She didn't even need to do much acting in that, even though she did, obviously, but she didn't, you know, her eyes were just doing it all. Whereas Chloe, she does play a really good Carrie, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And she is more vulnerable, I think. I think there's more Chloe and Mum, Carrie and Mum interaction in the new one. But she's just too pretty.
I think, right, to be honest now, right, being honest with this, they got her to get in as a good actress. Now, she was in another film called Let Me In,
Yeah, I know
which was um,
a remake.
it weren't a remake. It was more an American version of Let the Right One In,
Yeah.
which was a foreign film.
Yeah.
Which I'd already seen even before Hollywood had decided to take that idea and do it. They used to have a section in HMV with foreign horror films, and I did go through a stage of watching a lot of these subtitled Spanish kind of horror films and stuff like.
Wreck.
There were loads. Wreck were
Yeah.
a brilliant one, yeah, and I used to just go up there every
Do you know
week.
what?
And,
Some of them are
pick a
miles
different
better
one.
than Wow.
But it's like The Ring, yeah.
Yeah,
It was The Ring, The Grudge, things like. I saw these before Hollywood took that idea and thought, we'll make this into a big feature film. So I had seen a lot of these subtitle films, and Let the Right One In was one of those films. Now, what's she called? Chloe Martinez. Yeah. She was in, like you said, the alternate American version of Let Me In.
Yeah.
I think that was after. I'm sure it were after Kick-Ass, because I'm sure Kick-Ass were, apart from obviously the Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
Kick-Ass was the only other film that I seen. I didn't even realise that was the same girl, because she wasn't that famous then.
No. Well, she's still not now, really, is she? To be fair, even though she's done Carrie, you don't really see her in that much. But
no, do you know what? To be honest, I mean, since Carrie, I don't. I'm trying to think who she's been in. Has she been in any TV series?
I don't know.
Like that? I'm trying to think. No. I can't think that she's done much since, really.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody knows, let us know. I mean, we can always have a look on Google and see, but yeah. I can't think of a thing that she's done since. And also, out of the other cast members of that film, can you remember anybody in that film that was in anything else?
What, the remake?
No, the remake.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah.
No, I've only seen it like once or twice, so no, I don't really know. I remember Chloe from like my best mate being Chloe. No, but I do remember in the first one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we had Julianne Moore.
Oh God, I forgot about her. She was a mum, isn't she?
She was a mum. Yeah, and we've obviously spoke about Hannibal and Manhunter and all them kind of things, and one of the other
Hannibal,
ones. But
weren't she?
I think they were the only two sort of big names in the cast, weren't they? Were the original?
Weren't
Carrie.
that girl from bloody RoboCop in the first one?
Nancy Allen. Yes, Nancy Allen played Lewis in RoboCop.
That's it.
Yes.
Didn't she have short hair in that?
She did. She had, but in Carrie, she was a lot younger. She had real long hair.
Yeah, she was a proper bimbo. She was a really mean one, wasn't she?
She was the one.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, you've seen the new one, haven't you? And the girl's absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
in that
she was
one.
John Travolta's girlfriend, weren't she?
She would. Yeah, she was John Travolta's girlfriend in the original Carrie. But the other girl in the new one, she was just filming everything on social media and making her look stupid, really. And also in that film, we have spoke about another film in our countdown, Halloween, and PJ Souls, who was in Halloween. Do you remember PJ Souls? She played Linda.
Oh! Right, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's in Carrie.
Oh, I didn't remember.
She's also in The Devil's Rejects as well.
Oh, is she the old bird?
She's the one who's in the bedroom and her boyfriend goes down to get her a beer, and he gets stabbed by Michael Myers in the kitchen.
That's a bit like Terminator,
He-
isn't it?
He literally gets pinned to the wall.
Yeah.
Terminator we're after. Don't compare it.
All right.
Yeah.
Told you.
1978, love.
Hey,
Yeah.
what, that finger?
Yeah.
And that tone of voice with
Yeah.
that finger? All right.
So Michael Myers stabs him.
Yeah.
To the wall of the fridge or whatever's behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does,
And he goes up with a sheet over him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And PJ Souls is the girl that's in the bedroom, and she goes, "See anything you like?"
Oh, you did that too well, Dad.
I know that scene well, yeah. Yeah, only, a lot of that nipplage is cut out. Oh, shouldn't have said that. But, yeah, that's the girl that's in Carrie.
Right, you're not watching these films again. Too rude.
Yeah. So, out of the two, which one do you think was better than the other one?
The original.
The original, you go in with that.
Because in the original, they had to use proper acting, decent music to get that atmosphere. Whereas in the remake, they used a lot of car flipping and fire.
Right, I was just gonna. Do you know what? We're just gonna get to that now. The scene in the original, she just sort of flips a car over, doesn't she? Yeah. The remake, yeah.
Oh, it's just
no,
it's everywhere.
No. She's moulding it with her hands.
Yeah.
And she's literally lifting it up and crushing it.
Yeah.
And right out of the whole film.
I know that's the best.
I think that is a really good scene, and I thought if they could just sort of clip that into the original and do that sort of effect, it would have been great. I really, really enjoyed that scene and thought these two people are absolutely terrified in this car. Yeah. She's literally got all of that with her hands, but not. And she's controlling it and crushing it.
Yeah, it's good.
It was brilliant. It was such a good scene.
It is brilliant.
It was a good scene. Yeah.
It is. I'm not dissing the remake at all. I do enjoy the remake, but
what I mean is, I do prefer the original, but I did enjoy that scene. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. There were part of it that I liked.
You were allowed to.
There were parts of it that I liked, but like you say, we've got that technology now. We could do things like that. Yeah. Where back in the day, you've got to appreciate it.
Was hard work back in the day.
It was hard work. Yeah.
And that's what it was. It was like, you have proper acting.
Yeah.
They had to really think about how they were going to make that scene seem scary, didn't they? With suggestion and like atmospheric music and stuff.
To be honest, I don't think it's a frightening film. I think it's more.
It's not frightening.
It's more like a drama as well, isn't it? It's not like it's not supposed to be presented as a horror film, is it? But
did you know that Amazon Prime are making a blooming TV series? Not TV series. Sound like proper 1980s now, don't I?
They have made. They've made one that was a TV series a while ago. Never seen it. And they did make a sequel to Carrie called Carrie 2 The Rage. Never seen that. Yeah, Never seen it.
I don't think I have.
I've seen the original Carrie, and I've seen obviously the remake that we're talking about. I've never seen any of the others. I don't know. I don't know if we should give them a watch at some point. They might be all right.
Now I'm all up for like TV series of things, because if they do it right and they kind of jump into the story rather than, going a whole first season of it just being rubbish.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them do. They just like drag it out, don't they? And it's like, it gets to the end of season 1 and it's like, nothing's happened.
Yeah.
If they made that and all the bits that are in between the film that they've obviously had to cut out, well, not cut out, but cut out of the script.
Yeah.
All the other little bits and bobs that go on, then it would be a good series. But if they just did it like a nonsensical kind of a thing just to drag it out, then it's going to be rubbish.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know. It's like you say, it's difficult now. It's like there's not much more you can do.
I know.
You know, I think in the horror genre now, you've covered pretty much everything there is to be covered. And I think this is why they're going back and sort of remaking these old classics, because they can't come up with any new ideas for films.
But
I can't remember the last time something original came out that apart from Hostel. I'll say that as an example, and films like Saw, and you're getting into the torture porn kind of a thing there. They were original ideas, and this is what you need to come up with.
And Eli Roth did a good job with those films. It's about the only good thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. But what a great idea.
Yeah, but that's the ankle thing, though, isn't it, again?
Yeah. But for somebody to come up with an idea of that, I mean, we know how seedy these places are in Europe where you can sort of pay for anything you want. Yeah. But for you to actually, like, pay to kill somebody in a warehouse any way you want to do it, yeah. It was an original, brilliant idea, and I don't know. Yeah. I can't think of anything off the top of my head now where we've had something completely different like that.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
And, like say, a lot of it, they are remakes.
Yeah, and it's like I said, they've just got to go back and do it.
But they need to not just throw loads of money at it, throw loads of CGI at it, and lose the whole meaning of the story. And that's what some of them have done. But like,
no, I mean, but he's when we were talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They'd taken the idea of that story, and they'd actually sort of wrote a new story, but not quite new. We knew what it was. Yeah.
Well, can I just say, right? Yeah. The final film that I have got here on my list is another one that is, in my opinion, a belter of a remake, and it is The Hills Have Eyes.
The Hills Have Eyes, they had it's the same director as the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Marcus Nispel is his name. I was trying to remember it last time, and I did look it up on Google. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this guy,
if you don't, just pretend that you do.
No, I'm pretty sure I've got it right. It's Nispel. The Nispel. He started off making music videos. And obviously he had an eye for directing then, you know. I'm not too sure what music videos he did. I'm sure you can Google it and you can have a look at his music videos on YouTube, but I'm sure they'd be very strange, just like his directing. But when you compare the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre to the Hills of Eyes remake that came out, you can see that again, like I said before about Zack Snyder, it's guerrilla filmmaking.
Yeah,
it's just gritty. It's in your face. You're getting sand kicks in your face with stuff like that. It's absolutely brilliant. I remember going to the cinema to watch this film with a mate of mine, and he put his hand on the seat, and it was covered in sick.
And that was before you'd even watched it. You'd already thrown up on the seat.
We had just literally walked in, and he put his hand on the seat to pull it down to sit down, and his shoes got covered in spew, and we had to get one of the staff to come in, and we said, "Look, we've just literally come in. He's put his hand down there.
Somebody's urine all over the seat."
He just this were the showing before we were going watching it. So somebody had actually thrown up watching this film, and we just thought, yes, that's a good sign. He went and washed his hands. I went and got comfortable, and it's like we're in for one hell of a ride here. You know what I mean?
I know. See, right, this film I think is kind of like for anybody who likes Formula One.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like you've got Nigel Mansell, and he's like, you know, his 1982 Lotus, and then you've got Lando Norris in his McLaren. Right?
Yeah.
Now, so both are great drivers, both legendary.
Yeah.
But put them both on a track together, and Lando's gonna win.
Yeah.
Right. He's got that new technologies. They've got new ideas, and it'll be entertaining. Both of them, you'll enjoy, and you'll be rooting for each of them. But Lando Norris is going to win, right? And that is how I see these two.
Yeah.
Because the original has got. I keep slowing my hands down.
You're really getting into this conversation.
Sorry, yeah, I am. Right. So the 19. I've never even seen this film, to be honest. Right. So the 1977. Film was something really a bit different.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, the Wes Craven's film, it definitely has got some kind of cult following, hasn't it? Definitely has.
It's got that cult following. Now, this wasn't his first rodeo.
No.
We know that. His first film was Last House on the Left, which was graphic, violent, home invasion.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure that he did go on to do this film, which was very similar.
Yeah.
But in a different setting. Now, this was based on something that happened in England, in Scotland, weren't it?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that? It's just
not much. It was a little coastal town, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
In Scotland, and they were in the caves, weren't they?
Yeah, they lived
there. They lived in the caves in this coastal town in Scotland. But no, I'm sorry, I don't know that much about it.
I don't know that much about it, but
I know more than you.
It was based on it, weren't it? It was based on this little sort of folk tale, weren't it, about these people that lived in the hills.
It was based on the Wicker Man.
Don't even go there. No, it wasn't. It wasn't based on the Wicker Man. Seriously. But yeah.
The most annoying thing about the first one though is Barbara's scream. Do you know what? I wanted to put my hand in the screen and slap her myself. That scream is the most annoying thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. And even my own kids' screams annoy me, right? Other people's kids' screams annoy me. But that, you know when you get that feeling, just stop screaming.
Just stop screaming. Yeah. But
Barbara.
Yeah, it's I didn't it's all right. It's not a bad film. Yeah, I can't say that. I can't say it's absolute garbage. But to be honest, I enjoyed part 2, the original part 2.
Yeah.
Not the new. I mean, even the remake part 2 were brilliant, but the original part 2, I probably watched that more than I watched.
The Wes
Craven's
one. Yeah.
I didn't. I don't know. It were no Chainsaw, right? I'm used to these sort of Chainsaw Massacre sort of films, things like that, and it was weird. It was like I don't even think characters were scary.
They weren't. I mean, in the first one, you had this kind of settlement, didn't you? In these caves.
Yeah.
And they wanted to eat them all, you know, and they took the baby, didn't they? And they wanted to eat the baby, and you know, what was he called? The one with the beard, the first one. I forgot his name now.
He was the father, weren't he? What he called?
No. You mean the cave guy? Right. In the
that's
first,
what I mean. Yeah.
Right.
They had a father. Right? Yeah. He was basically it was the people in the gas station. Right, he was in the gas station.
Yeah,
he was married. He had a wife. they had this mutant baby because of
And he tried to kill him, didn't he? But
Yeah.
it didn't pan out that way. So his son's kind of living in these caves. He got himself a girlfriend, and they were all kind of.
Well,
you know,
I don't know if he just bloody kidnapped some random bird at a bar one night. And
Oh, I don't know.
Come with me. You know, like
You
know.
couldn't kidnap her, Jesus Christ.
Well, she might have put some weight on. I mean, she's been eating a lot of bodies. You know what I mean? He's killing everyone. She's like, he's like, hey, you know, get some of this.
Get
bloody...
the walk out, love.
Yeah. you know.
Yeah. But in the remake, it was like a nuclear testing site, wasn't it? So they were all kind of mutated from that, weren't they?
Yeah, because it that made more sense.
Yeah.
Where they'd obviously been in that area.
Yeah.
I don't even think they said that the guy from the gas station had anything to do with them.
No.
But they'd obviously. What were the other thing that we had years ago? It was like the thalidomide thing, weren't it?
Yeah.
Right, and it's a similar sort of thing. I mean,
that was medication that they give to expectant mothers for morning sickness. And when the babies were born,
it's similar, isn't it?
Deformed limbs.
Yeah, it's deformity, isn't it? And it's.
But
like,
these were also inbreeding, weren't they? Because there was only them there. So they had this little village, didn't they? And they've been affected by the nuclear testing site, but they were also inbreeding, weren't they? And then I think. What's he called him? Who was in the first one? What's it? The
father
bald guy. No, the bald guy. He was in the first one.
Right, this guy. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Now he's made appearances in loads.
Yeah,
he's absolutely brilliant. This guy.
Yeah.
And he was in Weird Science. Do you remember Weird Science?
Oh,
I think they sort of based it on Hills of Ice, and they brought these cannibals came to the party and crashed it. And he was also in the Devil's Rejects.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like the guy that were cleaning up in the whorehouse. You know.
Yeah.
I cannot remember his name.
No, I can't remember his name. It'll come to us probably.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was really good in the first one, but in the remake, you had the other guy who was more facially deformed, didn't you?
Yeah.
And he was just like, I don't know, it reminded me a bit like of Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. And the little girl with the red hoodie on, who she'd nicked off the girl, had she?
Yeah.
And she was running around. That really reminded me of Schindler's List.
Yeah. So when I was saying before about Friday the 13th, we had Derek Myers.
Was he one?
He was one of the mutants in the Hills of Ice. So one of the big ones with the pickaxe that literally smashed somebody's skull in. And the guy that you were thinking of, from the original, is called Michael Berryman. It's just come to me via phone.
Oh, did you channel it?
I actually had a look.
I've just telekinesis.
I've just had a look on Google, and he was called Michael.
It's not that one in there, didn't you?
It weren't coming to me, but yeah, Michael Berryman. And yeah, what a brilliant performance in everything that he did. Like I said, Weird Science, absolutely brilliant film. He was in Devil's Rejects, played a good part in that. Seems a really cool guy as well. You know, when he's been at conventions and stuff like that, and he's signing things for people, and it's good that these people sort of show up at these conventions and you know,
I know,
sign the
autographs.
Not too big for the boots. They're not too big for the boots, like you said. Yeah. That concludes our horror remakes countdown. Hope you've took some inspiration from it. Maybe you might re-watch a couple of these films or even see them for the first time. So, we will be back soon. So, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye.